Welcome to this edition of the House of Preeminence and Mistress of Change podcast. We are a conscious media company dedicated to helping movers and shakers and change makers and women all over the world step up to listen to the yearning that is in their heart and their soul, and to empower them to help humanity rise. And my next guest is absolutely, totally resonant with that. Helping humanity rise is one of her big focuses as well. And she does that because she's founded this incredible, also conscious media company through film production and Qigong and ancient spiritual teaching practices, through sharing of the wisdom of extremely great and erudite and wise people with the world. And there's many, many other facets of it. We are going to dive today into all things quantum, and believe me, if you think that you've heard everything there is to think, everything to hear about the law of attraction, you'd be mistaken, because we are that's where we're going today. Welcome, my gorgeous Kate Yurenda of the Dream Bold Network.
Hi, thanks for having me, Jenny.
So, you and I really share a great love of how wellness, well-being, and holistic health is connected to manifestation, and how the law of attraction works through that. But first of all, tell us about your vision. Tell us about how the Dream Bold Network was born.
Yeah, absolutely. So I dove into the law of attraction many years ago, over a decade ago, and just fell in love with it. And the more I got into it, the more I realized that this was our solution to essentially everything. We are quantum creators. We have these natural innate abilities, and so many of us haven't tapped into it. So I joined up with amazing, leaders and experts, and we all had the same vision to really inspire and uplift humanity, and to basically conduct a global energy experiment where we all are in this together. And if enough of us can rise and raise our frequency enough, we're going to rock the collective field, the quantum field. And so our whole thing is to make it really exciting and fun, more sensual and playful, and really like reteach the law of attraction, so that it's not just kind of esoteric and out of people's comprehension. We really want it so that even kids are getting it. We should be teaching this to kids in schools. So my big passion is to just teach this in a way I've never seen before, to make it just really fun and exciting. And the more I get into it, the more I keep finding people like you, and we all share the same vision for our world. It's a world that could be vibrating at a much higher frequency. And Dreambold Network just kind of developed on its own. It has its own momentum, and I just kept attracting these amazing quantum healers and just these energy masters, and got more into the filming aspect of it, and it just sort of is blowing up on its own. It's the most exciting thing I've ever done. It's my whole soul. It's everything. I'll do it the rest of my life. I love this mission.
Fabulous. So that's a question that a lot of us have kind of pondered at was, when following on The Secret, which wasn't by any stretch the beginning of the law of attraction movement. It was just when it kind of came more into the mass public eye, and what's happened since then, where so many countries and so many more people have got access to internet, and they have learned that they do have a power to change their life, to be able to manifest. Nevertheless, what you said is so true, is at grassroots level in everyday education, and even in our society, even in corporate world, in politics, there are so many areas where this quantum knowledge has not infiltrated. And this isn't woo, is it? This is physics. So it's still kind of shocking to us to feel this, this discrepancy, that there is this information that exists, and so many scientists have talked about it, proven things about it, done experiments for decades and decades. Yet so many of our institutions have not yet taken this on board.
Right, absolutely. And that's what I'm so fascinated with. It's that point where ancient wisdom, what the mystics were talking about, ancient cultures knew how to do all of this, how to create and consciously manifest. And then modern day science, and there's like this reunion happening where it's like, oh wait, we're saying the same thing, the science and the spirituality. And that is what's got me so fascinated, because you're seeing this in corporate companies. Corporate companies are using quantum creation and that quantum mindset. They're getting more into meditation. You're seeing more and more of it. It's just that I really want to accelerate this. I really want to see this get into schools, get this into colleges. It should be everywhere. If we're not coming at it from a conscious level of creation, we're nowhere near our potential. I mean, really, this is about our potential and us accessing the superhuman consciousness. And when we can embody our full potential, we can create anything. I believe we can shift our whole planet much faster than we've ever been taught or trained or conditioned to believe. And that's what my driving force is here. It's like, wait a minute, we just need to crank up the passion, the heat, the fire, that life force energy, and teach kids how to navigate life through their heart center, not just this idea of logic, because that doesn't create as much of an electric charge in the quantum field. It's our heart energy. It's that love, the joy, the bliss. It's us converting those lower frequencies and emotions like the fear, the anger, the resentment, all this conflict we're seeing. We can just convert that energy, and we just need enough of us to raise our frequency, to vibrate and embody the light, that divine infinite intelligence, and we're going to nullify all those lower frequencies. So that's what I'm just so excited about. I'm like, if we just teach kids how to meditate, I mean, you're talking about a whole new world, just that alone, and I have a million ideas beyond that, but that's where I think we really need to start, is getting kids excited about this and teaching them how powerful they are.
So I think what happened with the whole law of attraction phenomenon when it kind of exploded after The Secret came out, was that it was all about having stuff. It was just about like having stuff, and everybody got kind of fixated on this idea of having stuff, and that's how the rise of the gurus came, because they all became experts in teaching you how to have a vision board and go after your Mercedes or your incredible house, a swimming pool, whatever it was. But it became a fixation. So people kind of equated the law of attraction with materialism, whereby what you're talking about is truly a new paradigm shift in our consciousness, in our collective consciousness, in humanity. Absolutely. So and my goodness, yeah, so let's roll up our sleeves and get into this, because yes, the knowledge does exist, and you're right, corporations are starting to bring in well-being practices, and they know that their employees are suffering in a corporate environment. Many countries introduce meditation very, very early now, but we need to accelerate this, as you say. So give us your ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually talked to Marie Diamond from The Secret about that. She had said that with The Secret and with Law of Attraction, it did become such a focus on the material stuff. And that's just dense energy. I mean, I'm not excited about matter. I'm excited about the quantum field, the biofield, this magnetic energy matrix that we're all in. That's so exciting. And we talked about that if we made it more about the global vision, if enough of us are visualizing that, but adding movement to it, adding dance, adding, just more playfulness and really having fun and experimenting with it, I think that's when we're going to shift the world. So for example, you see a lot of people protesting, and they have signs that say anti-guns or anti-war, everything that they don't want. And when we're doing that, we're creating a really like just low frequency in the quantum field. It's everything we don't want. We're putting this emotionalized energy on the things we don't want to attract. So that's the real law of attraction. It's us shifting and going, well, those same people, yes, they want to stand up and do something, for the greater good here. They're trying to stop things that they don't want, but they could have signs that say, I am peace, I am love, we're all one. They, and be dancing or meditating or doing something that's more, creating a bigger charge that's more effective in the law of attraction. So it's us shifting and not talking so much about what we don't want to create. It's us getting more creative and shifting that point of awareness, putting our collective energy on what we really want to create and magnetize. And like I said, just creating a new frequency, a higher frequency. And so my whole thing is to just have as much fun as you can. Like when I'm trying to manifest something, I put the music on, I'm dancing, I'm just playful. It's that childlike state. And it's all about being mindful and embodying the frequency of what you want. So if enough of us can resonate and vibrate in the frequency of peace, we will create world peace. Dr. Drayvon James talks about that. Her mantra is to say, I am peace, I am peace. And that's a frequency. That's what she's declaring to the world. I am peace. I'm at that level, that frequency. And I just want to see enough of us getting more creative, having more fun, and really coming together as one. This is why rain dances used to work. They knew that if you bring enough people together and they're visualizing what they want, they're celebrating the rain, they're excited, they're creating that charge, that joy, created what they wanted. That's why they kept doing it, or they would have stopped. They would have been like, this isn't working, but it does work. We've proven this time and time again. But when we make it selfish, just about attracting a car or a house or those kind of superficial surface things, we're not putting the energy into the paradigm shift, into creating a new reality here for all of us. And we right now, our collective frequency, like Dr. Wayne Dyer would say, we're each an infinite cell in or each a cell in the infinite body of intelligence. And I love that, because we're each just a charge. We're each just a frequency, a vibration. And when we can each just take responsibility for our frequency, what we're putting out to each other and to the quantum field, that's when we're going to see everything shift as well. But it's us each saying, okay, let's dream bigger and more bold, as I say, than just, I want to attract a bunch of possessions. That's not going to save the world here. It's not going to heal the world. So we have to accelerate what we're doing, what we're learning, and just get creative.
So take us back to the ancient worlds and some of the ancient cultures that were already aware of these dynamics, because they've always been principles. They've always been part of the cosmos. And I know that you're a Qigong teacher, and that you actually teach people to be able to get into this idea, for people to be able to get into the idea that they can manipulate energy. So how do you do that? Talk to us about that.
I love this. This is my favorite topic. So yes, teach Qigong. So this is just about mastering energy, and it's about reconnecting and harmonizing with nature. So Qigong goes back thousands and thousands of years. I mean, there's drawings on caves, and what the original people here were doing is that they were matching and mirroring nature. They were studying it. They were noticing movements. A lot of the movements are named after animals, or they're named after certain, flow states or elements. And so the whole idea is that you're shifting from this like fight or flight mode, you're shifting from stress mode into the flow state. And the flow state is our state of creation. They talk about this in The Secret as well. Like, if you want to receive, you have to relax and unwind and be calm and be still. So this teaches you to get into the frequency, like harmonize with nature, get yourself grounded so that you're pulling in the earth energy, but you're also open to the cosmic energy above. So your body becomes this portal, like this conduit for the energy, the electromagnetic energy. And you do a lot with just like releasing old trauma, the stuff that gets stored in the body. It's a lot of releasing and letting go and being light and kind of weightless like a bird. I always say, like there's a movement called flying. You're doing these movements that are very simple, but they're generating a lot of energy, increasing your magnetism. And that, I will say, is one of the number one things that I've learned to create, to be more magnetic and create a bigger charge, is to do Qigong. It's to just slow down. It's to get into that state. It's a lot of activations. You're activating a lot of energy points in the body. Same, meridian framework as acupuncture. It's traditional Chinese medicine. And it teaches you how to charge your energy, but to be grounded and to just be in your center. And when we're in our center, we're in a space of creation. That's when we can co-create anything we want with spirit, with source. And so when we can hold that energy, we're unstoppable. I mean, that's when we do become superhumans. And I believe Qigong's a gateway to becoming our true potential and tapping into that truth, that wisdom.
Yeah, totally. And just for people who aren't familiar with some of these terms, but want to know more, tell us about the quantum plane, because there is actually no separation between what we aspire to, what we desire, what we want to bring into being, and the possibility of it. And right now there is actually no separation, is there?
Right. And that's what's so exciting and so fascinating. And I think that Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches this better than anyone. He's, I was blessed. I was able to train with him for 10 days and do one of his workshops. And the way that he describes it is that every thought is creating an electric charge in the field. and every emotion is creating a magnetic charge. So 24/7, we're in this game of boomerangs. We're putting energy out and we're pulling energy in. And it's a cycle of creation. And so there's this field around us that we think this is just empty space, but it's not. It's data, it's information, it's electromagnetic energy. This is why I call it the energy matrix. You know, it's that we're all connected by the field. And that's the thing with Qigong as well. You learn how to activate the energy, but then you actually can start to feel the quantum field. You feel the power that's within you, but around you. And it's all the same thing. It's all frequency. And our hearts are what are creating this huge electromagnetic energy field. And so when we can navigate life individually and collectively through our heart center, that's when we become so magnetic and we can manifest things much faster. That's our true natural state, to be in a space of love and a space of harmony and connectivity. And so right now we are tapping more into unity consciousness. I believe that because of everything that's going on, we're all starting to drop more into our heart center. You know, we're going, ooh, okay, we're rethinking life, reevaluating and navigating things differently. And so my whole thing with Qigong and with these ancient practices and, you know, moving meditations is that it teaches you how to work with the quantum field more consciously. And you should be doing it every single day. I mean, I don't take a day off from creating in the quantum field. It's when you have more awareness and you go, oh, okay, whoa, that's not a thought that I want to see come into fruition. I don't want to create that. So I need to pause, shift my thoughts, you know, elevate my energy. You're always just checking in with yourself and you're going, ooh, is this a big charge? Am I in the frequency of fear, or am I in a frequency of resentment or joy, or, you know, whatever it may be? We always have to just keep checking in every single day, all day, because that signal, that electromagnetic energy signal is what that signature is what's going to draw in whatever you're putting out, you will draw that in. And so we're 24/7, just like these broadcasting stations. And so that's what I want to teach kids, that it's like if you're having a bad day, if you get stuck there, you're going to continue to have that bad day because you're creating it. It's like, whoa, wait, I'm creating that? Yeah, you're attracting it all. And then shifting it and going, I'm turning my day around. You know, it's like, that's when you do like a pattern interrupt and you start dancing and create more energy. And so when we can navigate everything with just energy, frequency, and vibration, like Tesla said, that's when we're going to see things really get exciting here. And I'm really excited for our future. I believe that enough of us have woken up and enough of us are getting this, and it's just spreading, and it's like, it's unstoppable, you know, and that's what's so fun and it's so exciting. But we have to realize that we are all connected. It's law of divine oneness. We are all one. We're all part of the same energy field, and we're eternal energy beings. So it's like, we're here doing this forever, always, you know, like, and I think that's so exciting. We need to get more excited about life and not just being these victims, but these conscious architects.
Totally. And it sometimes, actually, quite every time I go out, actually, I look at people walking around or driving around in the street or in the store, and I'm thinking, don't you ever just wonder if there's more? just you know, it's like I was just talking to Dawn in you know, half an hour ago about this whole matrix thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the Matrix was a really prophetic film that was shown to be prophetic. It was in advance of its time, because it actually talked about what we're experiencing now, where so many people are waking up, as you call it. And the thing is that over the last, what's been so exciting for us over the last 15 years, 10 especially over the last 10 years, leaders and experts such as Dr. Joe Dispenza, who is one of the best in the world at bringing ordinary people into this and explaining it, and demonstrating and letting them experience these phenomena, is that they are absolutely proving it in scientific terms, like with formulae, you know, with a formula, with brain charts and graphs and light, and because we can now, we've got so many ways now that we can show energy and auras and colors and all of those things to show that everything that we have talked about as woo, you know, for a long time, it is our world. It is our reality. That is our reality. And anybody who is in that completely comatose world are the ones who are asleep. And that is not a judgment at all. It's simply because they haven't been called yet to wake up. and may never do. And that's absolutely fine if that's their destiny. But you're right, there are enough of us who are passionate about this, who woke up at some point and said, wouldn't it be exciting if there were other people like me around? Just like, because I just feel a little bit nutty, and then suddenly realizing, like, actually, I feel quite normal.
Right. And it's scary to wake up. I used to be asleep, of course, and because we're not taught how to do this. We're not taught how powerful we are and how amazing life really is. No, there's never a law of attraction course in school. There's no power of the mind or an energy healing class. It just doesn't exist. And so because of the internet, because we have access to this information now it's our responsibility to teach everyone, to spread the word. And like I said, now that enough of us are into this, we're finding each other, we're amplifying each other, and you can feel it. It's working. This is a global energy experiment for sure. I mean, that's all, everything's energy, everything's frequency. And so we're doing it. And I truly believe that if we teach kids, it's going to become it's a lifestyle. It becomes a lifelong practice, because once you wake up, you never go back. You never want to be asleep again. And I think there's a lot of fear for a lot of people around waking up, and they want to stay stuck in what they know and what feels safe, but that's the illusion of safety. That's not true safety. If you want to feel safe and you want to feel fulfilled, you've got to tap into the quantum world. You've got to open up your mind. You've got to open up your heart and accept that, yeah, you were taught a lot of things that aren't true or they're not empowering. And now it's time to nosedive into that world. And the thing with law of attraction is that it's a rabbit hole. Once you go into quantum physics and law of attraction, you're in it. Like, there's no turning back, because you start to realize, wait a minute, but there's a lot of work that has to happen. It's a rewiring of everything. It's this conscious rewiring, this recalibration, and it takes time. That's one of my biggest messages with people. I'm like, don't think that you're going to get this in a week or a month or something. It took me years. It took me many years, but you just keep reading the books, you keep listening to the experts, and the more you hear it, the more that you start reprogramming. And our collective mind, our collective field here just has a misprogramming right now. The programming it's this old programming, and it's everything's surfacing for a reason. Everything in our world right now that we're becoming more aware of, it's rising to the surface so it can clear out. It's just coming into our awareness so that we can heal it. This is the process of healing. Nobody's going to go through their healing journey and not have to face some things that surface, things that maybe you didn't know about. We all go through trauma. There's not a child on the planet that didn't go through some form of trauma, whether it was physical injury or something emotional, a lack of something. We always, because we create these stories, and we're programmed by our parents and teachers, and it's the first 7 years where we get our download, that programming, and until we're aware of it, we can't shift it, we can't change it. So right now we're in the chapter of becoming aware, which is scary, and I get that, but I think people need to shift that fear into excitement.
Yeah, and you touched on something so key, is the potential for healing ourselves. And you also mentioned earlier on about how people beginning to drop into their heart a lot more, that the what's happened in the last year and a half, 2 years has shaken us up, and a lot of people have been reevaluating their lives and realized, gosh, I don't know where this is going, don't know what the world is going to look like tomorrow or in 6 months' time. Maybe it's a really good time for me to check in with myself and check in with my family and check in with my values and check in with something, simplicity again, once again, to reconnect with what matters.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. And that's the thing, we're reconnecting with each other more. People they're expecting more from their relationships. They're wanting more, they're desiring deeper connection, and you can feel it. People, we're all shifting, we're all going through something, and it's making us go inward. It's making us explore our inner reality more, which is a blessing. And I really believe that what's happening right now is, as scary as it is and uncertain as it is, there's also so much opportunity. I know so many people who have said that their lives have improved because of what happened in 2020 and this year as well, and that it shifted them in a new direction. I can safely say that my whole life just went like whoosh, and I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't go back to 2019. Like I get what's happening in this world, and that quantum level where it's like, oh, okay, I see the darkness is rising. There's certain, I see what we're doing energetically. And when you kind of take the emotion out of it and the fear out of it, and you step back and you go, oh, I see. Okay, we're just going through a shift. We're going through a global shift, and we have to start to kind of catch that wave. I always say, like, that this is kind of like a wave, like you're either going to get toppled by the wave of what's happening right now, the fear, or you're going to catch that wave and you're going to just cruise on that wave. And so it's like we have to catch the wave and like sail into the fifth dimension here of consciousness. We are rising. The whole planet is shifting, and so you don't want to resist that natural shift that's happening. It's supposed to be happening. I truly believe everything happens the way it's supposed to, and that this is just leading us to a much, much better world. I really believe that.
Yes, that is something that mainstream media will never talk about, but that's why we're conscious media. That's why we do what we do.
Yeah.
So that people out there know that there is a better world already, and that anybody can join it. So let's just go back to this whole approach to the law of attraction. One of the things that I was so attracted to in your work right from the very beginning, when it was that, first of all, it's artistic, but it had such energy. There was so much energy, so many things going on, and dancing and movement and smiling and quests and creations and art and laughter and sensuality and speaking, and it just had a completely different vibe from anybody I'd ever kind of claimed was a law of attraction teacher before, because a lot of them make me yawn just because
Right.
that is such a beautiful example of being the change, is just showing up in your work in the vibration that you're attracting people to, and that's what I'm doing too, and that's why we really, really connected. So what's your I know you've been doing this amazing film called Manifest Peace. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so well, prior to this film, I was working on a film, it was filmed by the director of The Secret, searching for superhumans, and we just started doing interviews, and it just snowballed. And it was actually Marie Diamond from The Secret who just sent my life in a whole different direction. She started connecting me to people, and it just kept rolling. And I ended up with this mountain of interviews. And heading into 2020, I had all these interviews, but I didn't really know, I wasn't really planning on making my own film with that. And it just naturally happened. And next thing I knew, I had Manifest Peace, and we did a few more interviews, and it's just amazing leaders, experts from, Heal and What the Bleep Do We Know, Thrive, The Secret, just incredible experts. But I gave it that dynamic spin. I wanted younger people in the film. I wanted to, I threw a 2-time world champion boxer in there and a Sports Illustrated model. Let's just get all these different people that are saying the same thing. And that's the thing, you're absolutely right. You made a great point, is that a lot of the experts in law of attraction and quantum physics, they tend to be older, because it's something you would most likely figure out later on in life, because it's like you see enough enough patterns, and you go through enough experiences where you're like, wait, I am creating this. Like, I was just lucky that I figured it out in my 20s. I mean, I committed to it. I wanted to know. I was like, there's more to life than this. Like, hold up, like there's more going on. And I knew that they were telling the truth. It's just that the way that it's taught, for a lot of people, doesn't resonate with teenagers, with kids, with people in their 20s and 30s. And so that's the whole point of Dream Bold Network, is to teach it in that way. Like, maybe it could, and that's why I'm going at it with so many different directions, whether it's spoken word or art or the qigong or dance or whatever. And I'm just getting started. Like, wait till this turns more into my TV show and other movies and stuff. So it's like, if I can just hit it in every direction and just do this dynamic type of teaching and network with people like you who are doing the same thing, then everyone's going to get it. Eventually, everyone's going to go, okay, enough people are saying this, like, oh, law of attraction is cool. Law of attraction is who we are. So let's take it seriously, but also have fun with it. And that's the whole point of what I'm doing here with all this. And so Manifest Peace, it'll be released next year. I'm so excited about this film. I absolutely love it. And I'm trying to do different things, like even at making it a little more interactive, doing actually a little bit of the teaching qigong and meditation, that type of thing, but work a little bit of that in there as well, so that families sitting at home all of a sudden are like, oh wait, I feel it. I feel my energy. I feel that I'm magnetic. And that's the thing. It's got to be more interactive, not just talking heads, not just people reciting the information and the wisdom, but actually like showing it. And there's some dance in the movie. Like, I just throw it all in there. That's what I'm saying, is that if enough of us can just get creative and be more dynamic with it, and enough of us, like these younger generations, get into it. Ooh, it makes me so excited. We're so unstoppable, and it's beautiful. It's exciting to see it. And it's working, you know, that's the thing too, it's working.
It's working. Yes, it definitely is. I'm getting high just talking about it. Yeah, we're doing good work. Anyway, so we are really excited to have you in the House of Preeminence and sharing your high vibes in the House of Preeminence. We're working together on this, so not only can people find more about what you're doing, your activities, you've got all sorts of things going on. You've got some apparel and really cool t-shirts and sweatshirts and funky stuff and all of that gear with gorgeous slogans on. That's a really good way to support this movement and support what Kate's doing. And also just she's got some gorgeous videos to watch and so many topics. If you're interested in this and you want to go down that rabbit hole with us, just like go and check out the Dream Bold Network anywhere you like. Just this, everybody knows the way to go now to find anything. So it's Dream Bold Network, Kate Yurenda, and the House of Preeminence is really happy to be working alongside for the greater good of humanity. So thank you so much for coming and talking to us today about and hearing your passion is just a joy.
Oh, thank you. You're amazing, Jenny. Thank you.